TV show revivals are typically a messy business, with very few of them managing to live up to the original runs of their series, particularly in the case of treasured small-screen institutions with mass followings. However, it takes something special for the resurrection of a classic show to completely ruin how it originally ended. Even if they're no match for the original, TV revivals tend to do well purely on the strength of their returning characters, who provide cachet and nostalgia value from the moment they reappear on screen. As long as these revivals honor previous depictions of the characters they are bringing back, they usually receive a positive reception from both fans and critics. The best TV show revivals go a step further, introducing new characters into the fold who suit their show's premise and complement its original characters perfectly. While these cases are in the minority, they prove that reviving a series according to is possible under the right circumstances. On the other hand, certain small-screen revivals are truly disastrous, precisely because they demonstrate contempt for what came before them. These worst-case TV reboots often ride roughshod over the original endings of their series, betraying major characters and the fans who love them. Such examples should give TV producers food for thought when they're getting ready to revive classic shows. NCIS, Los Angeles. Jag's Harmon Mac ending was ruined. David James Elliott as Harmon Rab Jr. and Catherine Bell as Sarah Mackenzie posing in front of an American flag for JAG. NCIS, Los Angeles is a spin-off of the original NCIS series, which is itself an offshoot of JAG, a legal drama set in the US Navy that premiered in the late 1990s. JAG famously wrapped up in 2005 by finally resolving one of the biggest will they won't they storylines on TV at the time. Its protagonists Harm Rab Jr. and Sarah Mackenzie got together at long last, providing the happy ending fans had been craving. So, it was devastating when NCIS, Los Angeles revived Harm and Mac's story 13 years later at the end of its 10th season, only to reveal that the pair had broken off their engagement and ended their relationship. In addition to breaking up, they were no longer even on speaking terms until a new assignment brought them together as colleagues, all those years later. When Harm actor James Elliott was asked about a further NCIS return, he was right to put any rumors to bed, given the heartbreak his character's last comeback inflicted on fans of the franchise. Mad About You. It was like the original ending never happened. Helen Hunt and Paul Racer in Mad About You. Helen Hunt was initially against Mad About You's reboot, and the actor, who plays Jamie Buckman in the sitcom, should have trusted her first instincts. Its 12-episode revival season acted as though its original finale episode never happened, perplexing viewers and angering die-hard fans of the show. In a double-episode conclusion to the 8th and final season of its original run, Mad About You ended with a flash-forward through the 22 years of Paul and Jamie Buckman's lives following the events of the show, as narrated by their daughter, Mabel. In a major twist, it was revealed that Paul and Jamie separated during the course of these 2 decades. The heart-rending final scene of this episode saw Paul and Jamie reconcile at the premiere of Mabel's movie, by which point their daughter was in her mid-20s. Yet, the revival season of Mad About You totally ignored this powerful finale, portraying Paul and Jamie together as they sent Mabel off to college, as if they'd never separated. Arrested Development. Remixed or not, it just wasn't the cult sitcom we loved. An-Yong arguing with Lucille on the boat, revealing who his grandfather is, in the Arrested Development Season 3 finale. Such is the consensus of ill feeling towards this particular TV revival that even Michael Cera has called Arrested Development a disappointment in its later seasons. The legendary cult sitcom was abruptly cancelled by Fox midway through its 3rd season, but the show's writers still had time to come up with a hilariously chaotic ending. 3 generations of Bluths were heading for international waters on 2 different boats. Jessica Walters' acid-tongued matriarch Lucille was fleeing the feds, Michael and his son were fleeing the rest of the family, and Buster was, inevitably, left flailing around in the water opposite his ultimate nemesis, another, unrelated, Lucille. While it was a crime against comedy that Arrested Development had been cut off in its prime, this premature cancellation, and how superbly it was handled by Mitchell Hurwitz and his writing team, became part of the show's legend. The sitcom's belated return on Netflix with convoluted, remixable plot lines, tonal inconsistencies, and subpar retcons fundamentally undermined its legacy. The X-Files. Inconsistencies and retconning galore. Scully, Gillian Anderson, and Mulder, David Duchovny, staring at each other in The X-Files Season 9. If Arrested Development's revival lacked consistency, then The X-Files took things to a whole other level. The show returned in 2016, 14 years after its original finale, with a bizarre sense of business as usual that flew in the face of how it had previously ended. The X-Files Season 9 received the worst reviews of the show's initial run, but it still more or less followed the overarching narrative trajectory of the entire series. The revival seasons contrasted starkly with everything that had come before, especially in their portrayals of protagonists Fox Mulder and Dana Scully. What's more, right from the very beginning, the revival retconned key aspects of the season 9 finale. Mulder was effectively rehired by the FBI as though the organization pursuing him for murder was just water under the bridge, while the X-Files unit was reopened as if Mulder and Scully had never been away. Gilmore Girls, A Year in the Life. It betrayed Rory as a character. Rory in Gilmore Girls Season 7 Episode 8. The 2016 miniseries Gilmore Girls, A Year in the Life undid several years of character development which had helped make Rory Gilmore one of the best young protagonists on television. She ended the original series as a thoroughly decent, well-rounded young go-getter who'd graduated from Yale and turned down Logan's proposal to focus on her journalistic career. Yet, in the revival episodes, Rory was a wayward and selfish idler with whom Logan cheated on his fiancée. She seemed content to live off her relative privilege, and more concerned with her relationship than anything else. Almost inevitably, her careless attitude had unexpected consequences, as she became pregnant with Logan's baby. Such a complete about-face in Rory's personality felt like a slap in the face to all the Gilmore Girls fans who'd watched her grow into the brilliant young woman she was, with much of her success and self-possession earned the hard way throughout the show. Rarely has a central character been betrayed so badly by a TV revival. Prison Break. Michael Scofield came back from the dead. Michael smirking in Prison Break. Prison Break had jumped the shark long before its revival season. But even in the context of the show's erratic third and fourth seasons, its 2017 return was spectacularly off the wall. Having gone to great pains to kill him off, Prison Break then revealed Michael Scofield's death had been a ruse all along.